Ladies and gentlemen, all right, listen to me. Let me tell you something real. If you're here today listening to these words, it means you're at a crossroads. You've got a choice. You can sit back, stay in your comfort zone, let life pass you by, or you can do something. You can make a decision right now that will determine your future. And that decision is simple. Are you going to be part of the 2% who succeed, or are you going to be part of the 98% who don't? Now, I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. Life is hard. Life will knock you down. You're going to get hit. You're going to get bruised. And a lot of people will tell you that you can't make it. But I'm telling you something different today. I'm telling you that the difference between the 2% and the 98% isn't talent. It's not how smart you are. It's not even about how much you've got in your bank account. No, no, no. The difference is something deeper, something more powerful. The 2% succeed because they refuse to give up. They're built differently. They don't listen to the naysayers, the doubters, or the people who tell them they're crazy. They don't let fear control their lives. The 98%, they give up too easily. They quit when the going gets tough. They listen to every negative voice around them. They listen to fear, and fear is the killer of dreams. Listen, you're going to face failure. It's inevitable. But what you do when you fail is what defines you. You see, success isn't about never falling down. It's about getting up every time you fall. That's where the 2% are different. They get knocked down, they get up, and they keep moving forward. They don't let failure stop them. They don't let setbacks derail them. A lot of you out there, you've got dreams, you've got visions of what you want your life to be. But what are you doing about it? Are you putting in the work? Are you grinding every single day, doing whatever it takes to make it happen? Or are you sitting on the sidelines, waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for the stars to align? The perfect moment doesn't exist. You've got to go out there and create it. You've got to make it happen. And I know it's hard. Life's going to test you. It's going to try to break you down, take everything you've got. But if you want to be part of that 2%, you can't quit. You can't throw in the towel. You can't let life decide for you. You've got to make the decision to keep going no matter what. You've got to be relentless. But here's the thing, success isn't just about working hard. No, it's about working smart. It's about making the right decisions, being disciplined, and having the right mindset. The 2% don't just work hard, they work with purpose. They work with a plan. They know exactly what they're doing every single day, and they don't waste time. They don't waste energy on things that don't matter. They focus on what's important. And let me tell you something about discipline. It's not easy. It's not glamorous. It's waking up early when you don't feel like it. It's working late when everyone else is out there partying. It's making sacrifices. And it's not just about the physical work, it's about the mental work too. You've got to train your mind. You've got to think like a winner. You've got to see success before it even happens. You've got to visualize it. You've got to believe that you can do it. Because if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. A lot of people want to succeed, but they don't want to put in the work. They want the rewards without the struggle. They want the success without the sacrifice. But let me tell you, there are no shortcuts. There's no elevator to success. You've got to take the stairs. Every day, one step at a time. The 98% are looking for the quick fix, the easy way out. But the 2% understand that true success is built on a foundation of hard work, discipline, and perseverance. They know that there are no shortcuts to greatness. They know that every single step they take, no matter how small, is one step closer to their goal. But it's not just about working hard, it's about learning. You've got to be hungry for knowledge. You've got to be curious. You've got to be a student of your craft, always improving, always striving to get better. The 2% never stop learning. They read, they study, they seek out mentors. They surround themselves with people who challenge them, who push them to be better. Now, I want to talk about something that's absolutely crucial. You've got to have a strong why. Why do you want to succeed? What's driving you? What's the thing that's going to get you up out of bed every day when you don't feel like it? What's the thing that's going to keep you going when the world is telling you to quit? The 2% have a strong why. It's the fuel that keeps them moving forward. It's the thing that keeps them going when everything else is falling apart. But here's the reality: you will face obstacles. You will face challenges. And there will be times when you want to quit. But those moments are the ones that define you. You've got to push through. You've got to keep going when everyone else is giving up. You've got to dig deep and find that strength within you to keep fighting. You know, success isn't always about big wins. Sometimes it's the small victories that matter the most. It's about consistency. It's about showing up every day, putting in the work, no matter how you feel. It's about building momentum. And when you build momentum, you're unstoppable. You start to stack those small victories, and eventually they turn into something bigger. The 2% know that consistency is key. They don't take shortcuts. They don't get distracted by shiny objects. They stay focused on the long-term game. Now, I know some of you are sitting here thinking, I don't know if I can do this. I'm not good enough. I don't have what it takes. Let me tell you something. You've got everything you need inside of you. The only thing holding you back is the story you're telling yourself. The 2% don't listen to that inner voice that says they can't do it. They don't listen to the doubt. They silence that voice and replace it with a new one, the voice of belief, the voice of confidence, the voice of power. And you can do that too. You can change your story. You can rewrite your narrative. You can stop telling yourself that you're not good enough and start telling yourself that you're more than capable. The 2% have that mindset, and that's what makes all the difference. But here's the cold hard truth: not everyone is going to make it. Some of you will fall by the wayside. Some of you will quit when it gets tough. Some of you will give up on your dreams, but you don't have to be one of them. You don't have to be part of the 98%. You can be part of the 2%. You can rise above the noise, above the doubt, above the fear. So I'm asking you today, what are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to give up to make your dreams come true? Because nothing worth having comes easy. You've got to be willing to put in the work, to face the struggle, to push through the pain. And don't let anyone tell you it's too late. Don't let anyone tell you you're too old, too young, too inexperienced. The 2% don't listen to that. They don't let age, experience, or circumstances stop them. They find a way. They make it happen. So here's what I need you to do. I need you to look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I ready to do what it takes? Am I ready to commit? Am I ready to go all in? And if the answer is yes, then you better get to work. Because the 2% don't waste time. They don't wait for permission. They take action every single day. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I'm telling you it will be worth it. The 2% don't stop when it gets tough. They keep pushing, they keep fighting, they keep believing. And that's how they succeed. It's that simple. You can do it too. You've got what it takes. It's all up to you. So what are you going to do? Are you going to sit back and let life pass you by? Or are you going to step up and take control of your destiny? The choice is yours. But let me tell you something, the 2%, they don't wait for life to happen. They make it happen. And I know you can do the same. The 2% succeed because they refuse to give up even in the face of failure. Success isn't about never falling down, but about getting up each time you do. They embrace challenges, push through setbacks, and keep moving forward despite adversity. Success requires more than hard work. It demands discipline, focus, and strategic action. The 2% succeed by working with purpose, staying focused on their goals, and not getting distracted by irrelevant things. They take consistent, purposeful steps toward their vision. The 2% believe in themselves and their ability to achieve greatness. They maintain a strong why that fuels their determination and overcome doubts, silencing negative voices both from others and within. Success starts with the right mindset, believing you can succeed even when obstacles arise. The path to success is paved with sacrifices. The 2% are willing to give up comfort, time, and distractions to chase their dreams. They understand that greatness requires a high level of commitment, and they are prepared to make the necessary sacrifices to reach their goals. Life is a journey full of obstacles, setbacks, and challenges. And when you start chasing your dreams, you have to understand that this journey is never going to be smooth. It's not always going to be easy. There are going to be moments where it feels like everything is working against you, where the world is pushing you down, and you might feel like you don't have the strength to get back up. But let me tell you something, resilience is what separates those who succeed from those who don't. Perseverance, the ability to get back up when you've been knocked down, is the key to everything. Success is not handed to you on a silver platter. It's earned through grit and persistence. It's earned by those who decide that failure is not the end of their story. When you fall, when you get knocked down, the only thing that matters is whether or not you get back up. And trust me, you will fall. It's a guarantee. Life will knock you down. People will doubt you. You'll face rejection, criticism, and failure. But let me tell you this, those who get back up are the ones who eventually succeed. Think about the greats, whether it's athletes, artists, or entrepreneurs. They didn't get to the top by being perfect. They got there because they were relentless. They were resilient. They didn't let failures define them. They didn't let the moments where things didn't go right stop them from going after their goals. No. They understood that failure is just a stepping stone, not the end of the road. Every failure, every obstacle, every setback was an opportunity to learn, to grow, to become better. They didn't allow failure to dictate their future. They learned from it and kept going. Let me paint you a picture. Think about an athlete. You know, the kind of person who works tirelessly every day to improve their game, to get better, to push their limits. Now, there's a difference between someone who's committed and someone who's just putting in the work for the sake of it. The athlete who succeeds, the one who makes it to the top, is the one who doesn't give up when things get tough. When they're tired, when they're injured, when they feel like they can't go any further, they keep going. They push themselves beyond what they think are their limits. They don't let pain or failure be an excuse to quit. And that's where resilience comes in. You think it's easy to get up every day and put in that kind of work? To show up even when it feels like nothing is going your way? No, it's not easy. But that's the point. Resilience is about doing what others won't do. It's about having the strength to stand back up when the world tries to knock you down. It's about believing in yourself, even when the odds seem stacked against you. The 2% who succeed aren't the ones who are afraid of failure. They're the ones who embrace it as part of the process. They get knocked down, sure, but they keep getting up. They keep fighting. Now, let me tell you something else. Resilience isn't just about bouncing back from failure. It's also about staying in the game when things aren't happening as quickly as you want them to. Too many people give up when they don't see results fast enough. They think success should be immediate, that if they work hard for a little while, the world should give them what they want. But that's not how it works. The road to success is often long and hard. The journey isn't going to be a straight line to the top. It's going to be filled with twists, turns, and detours. There will be moments when you feel like you're putting in all this effort and not getting anywhere. And those moments are where most people give up. The real test of resilience is whether or not you keep going when you're not getting the results you want. The 2% don't stop when they don't see immediate success. They don't quit because the road is harder than they thought. They stay committed to the process. They keep doing the work day after day, even when it seems like they're not making progress. They know that success takes time and they trust the process. They understand that it's not about the instant gratification, it's about building momentum bit by bit. It's about staying consistent when it feels like nothing is happening. And then one day, after all that time, all that effort, all that resilience, it clicks. The success that they've been working for, that they've been grinding for, starts to happen. But it's only because they didn't quit. They didn't give up when things weren't going the way they wanted. Another part of resilience is having the mental fortitude to keep going even when everyone around you doubts you. You see, when you're trying to achieve something great, you're going to face criticism. People are going to tell you that you're crazy, that you can't do it, that you're wasting your time. They're going to throw all kinds of negativity your way. And it's easy to let that stuff get to you. It's easy to let the opinions of others stop you in your tracks. But here's the thing, the 2% who succeed don't listen to the doubters. They don't let other people's negativity derail them. They know that the opinions of others don't determine their future. They know that they are the only ones who can decide what's possible for them. Resilience is about blocking out that noise and staying focused on your own goals. It's about knowing that the only opinion that matters is your own. The 2% aren't waiting for approval from anyone. They don't need validation from the outside world. They know their own worth. They understand that the road to success is not about pleasing others or living up to other people's expectations. It's about doing the work, staying true to your vision, and continuing to push forward, no matter who doubts you. If you listen to every critic, every person who tells you that you can't do it, you'll never get anywhere. But if you tune out the noise, if you keep your eyes on your own path, if you stay resilient in the face of doubt, then you're unstoppable. It's also about not being afraid to fail. Fear of failure keeps so many people from ever even starting. Fear holds them back. They worry about what will happen if they fall short, if they don't make it, if they don't succeed. But here's the truth, failure is part of the journey. It's not something to be afraid of. It's something to embrace. Because failure teaches you lessons that success can never teach you. Every time you fail, you learn. You grow. You become better. The 2% understand that. They understand that failure isn't something to be avoided, it's something to be used. They take their failures and use them as fuel to keep going. They don't see failure as a defeat, they see it as a stepping stone. They use each failure to get one step closer to their goal. And here's the thing, you will fail. Everyone does. But what will determine your success is not the failure itself, but your response to it. Will you quit? Will you allow the failure to stop you? Or will you pick yourself up, learn from your mistakes, and keep going? The 2% who succeed are the ones who get up after every fall. They don't let failure define them, they let it teach them, they let it shape them, they let it strengthen their resolve. And because of that, they succeed where others quit. Resilience is the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. The road to success is tough, but it's also worth it. The 2% who succeed didn't have it easy. They had to work for it. They had to fail and get back up. They had to keep moving forward, even when it didn't look like anything was happening. They had to keep their vision clear, even when others doubted them. They had to learn from every setback and use that knowledge to keep going. They were persistent. They were resilient. So let me ask you, are you ready to be part of the 2%? Are you ready to be relentless? Are you ready to keep going even when it gets tough? Because if you are, then nothing can stop you. No obstacle is too big. No failure is too final. You've got what it takes. You just have to be willing to keep getting up every single time life knocks you down. That's what resilience is. And that's what will carry you to success. When we talk about success, we often hear words like hard work and perseverance, and while those are certainly important, there's another element that is just as crucial, if not more so. That element is discipline. Hard work alone won't get you far if it's not focused or structured. It's not enough to just work hard, you've got to work smart. And that's where discipline and smart work come in. Discipline is the foundation of success. It's the ability to stay focused on your goals, to make sacrifices in the short term for long-term success, and to keep pushing even when things get tough. Without discipline, all the ambition in the world won't get you anywhere. You have to be able to say no to distractions, to procrastination, to the things that pull you off course. It's about developing habits that push you toward your dreams, not away from them. But here's the thing, discipline doesn't come naturally for most people. It's something you have to build over time. It's like a muscle, you have to train it, exercise it, and sometimes push it to its limits. It's about creating a routine that you stick to day after day, regardless of how you feel or what obstacles come your way. It's about having the self-control to avoid the temptations that would prevent you from achieving your goals. Now, working hard is important, but working smart is equally essential. You see, there are plenty of people who work hard but aren't working in the right direction. They may be putting in long hours, but if those hours aren't spent on the right things, it doesn't matter. Smart work is about efficiency. It's about knowing where to put your energy and focus. It's about understanding that you don't need to do everything, you just need to do the right things. When you're disciplined, you're able to plan your day, your week, your month, and your year. You set clear goals for yourself, and you work toward those goals with a clear focus. Smart work is the result of that planning. It's making sure that every action you take brings you closer to your ultimate objective. You're not just working for the sake of working. Every move is strategic, every step is purpose. One of the keys to smart work is time management. Time is the one resource you can never get back. You can lose money, you can lose friends, you can lose material possessions, but time, once it's gone, it's gone, it's gone. So the most successful people are the ones who know how to manage their time effectively. They understand that time is a finite resource and that how they spend it will determine their future. Discipline allows you to plan your time in a way that ensures you're consistently moving towards your goals. Let's say you have a big goal, something that's going to take a lot of effort. Maybe it's starting your own business, writing a book, or getting in shape. The idea of accomplishing that goal can be overwhelming, especially if you're not sure where to start. But smart work tells you that you don't need to do everything at once. Instead, you break it down into manageable chunks. You set specific, measurable, achievable goals for yourself. And then with discipline, you tackle those small tasks one by one, day after day. It's about consistency. It's about focusing on the little things, because those little things add up over time. The 2% who succeed aren't the ones who rely on inspiration alone. They're not the ones who wait for motivation to strike. They know that motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes. But discipline is something you can count on. It's the thing that keeps you going when you don't feel like it, when the excitement is worn off, and when you're faced with obstacles. Discipline makes sure that you show up every single day, even on the days when you'd rather stay in bed, when you'd rather take the easy route. It forces you to keep going, to stay on track, even when the world tells you to give up. But here's the catch: being disciplined doesn't mean being rigid or inflexible. Smart work involves adapting and adjusting your plan when things don't go as expected. Life is unpredictable. Sometimes, despite all your best efforts, things will go wrong. You'll hit a roadblock, you'll face unexpected challenges, and you'll feel like giving up. But discipline allows you to keep moving forward, even when the path isn't clear. It gives you the strength to adapt, to learn from your mistakes, and to stay focused on the end goal, no matter how many detours you face along the way. There's a balance to be struck between discipline and flexibility. You need the discipline to keep working toward your goals, but you also need the ability to adjust when circumstances change. If you're only focused on the way things are supposed to go, you'll miss opportunities that come your way. Smart work means being able to adapt, pivot, and make changes when necessary. It's about knowing when to double down on a strategy and when to change course. When you're working toward your goals, there will be countless distractions: people, events, social media, TV, anything that can pull you away from what you're supposed to be doing. And this is where discipline comes in. It helps you tune out those distractions, to stay focused and to remember why you're doing what you're doing in the first place. It helps you keep your eyes on the prize, even when other things seem more immediate or more appealing. Discipline also involves setting boundaries. You've got to know when to say no to the things that aren't aligned with your goals. Sometimes that means saying no to social events, to people who are draining your energy, or to distractions that waste your time. It means creating an environment that supports your focus in your work. When you're disciplined, you understand that not every opportunity is one you should take. You've got to protect your time and your energy, because those are the things that are going to get you where you want to go. But being disciplined isn't just about saying no to distractions, it's also about saying yes to the things that matter most. It's about making a conscious decision to spend your time doing the things that are moving you closer to your goals. When you're disciplined, you prioritize, you make sure that the most important tasks are getting done first and that everything else is secondary. Here's where smart work comes in. Smart work isn't just about hard effort. It's about working efficiently and effectively. Think about someone who's working on a big project. They're not just throwing everything they've got at it. They're using their time and their resources strategically. They're not wasting energy on tasks that don't bring them closer to their goal. They're using their discipline to stay focused on the most important tasks. They're making sure that their work is efficient and aligned with the bigger picture. If you want to work smart, you've got to understand the difference between being busy and being productive. Just because you're busy doesn't mean you're getting closer to your goal. Being busy is easy, but being productive, actually moving the needle towards success, is a different story. It's about knowing what matters, knowing what's important, and focusing all of your energy on those things. Discipline ensures that you stay on track. It helps you avoid the trap of busy work and instead directs your focus to the tasks that will make the biggest difference. Smart work is about doing the right things, not just doing things. It's about maximizing your effort and minimizing waste. It's about working with purpose. When you're disciplined, you understand that every hour of work is valuable, so you make sure it counts. You don't waste time on tasks that don't move you closer to your goal. Instead, you spend your time doing things that are aligned with your vision, your mission, and your ultimate objectives. When you combine discipline with smart work, you set yourself up for success. You're not just working hard, you're working in the right way. You're not just grinding away, you're making every minute count. And that's the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. Those who succeed don't just put in the hours, they put in the right hours. They're disciplined enough to stay on track, but smart enough to know that not all work is equal. They make sure that every task they take on is moving them closer to their dreams. And that, my friend, is the power of discipline and smart work. It's the ability to stay focused, to make the most of your time, to prioritize the right tasks, and to adapt when necessary. It's the difference between working hard and working effectively. If you want to succeed, you've got to embrace both. You've got to build the discipline to keep going, even when things are tough. And you've got to use smart work to ensure that every step you take brings you closer to your goals. It's not enough to just work hard. You've got to work smart too. And when you combine those two things, you've got the recipe for success. When it comes to success, one of the most powerful forces driving individuals toward their goals is the belief in themselves. A deep, unwavering belief that no matter what happens, no matter how many obstacles come their way, they have what it takes to overcome them. And that belief doesn't come from the outside world. It comes from within. It is rooted in your own sense of purpose, your own sense of strength, your own understanding of what you are capable of achieving. Without that belief, success becomes almost impossible, no matter how much effort you put into the process. Belief in yourself is the foundation upon which all success is built. Belief is not something that comes easily for many people. It's not something that happens overnight. It's something that you have to cultivate, something that you have to nurture day after day. It requires you to see beyond your current situation, to envision a future that is greater than where you are right now. And most importantly, it requires you to trust yourself. You have to believe that you are capable of more, that you are capable of doing things that others may think are impossible. This belief doesn't happen because the world tells you it's possible. It happens because you decide deep down that it is. The 2% who succeed have this belief in spades. They aren't waiting for validation from anyone else. They don't need the approval of others to know they can achieve greatness. Their belief is rooted in their vision of what they want to accomplish, and they know that as long as they stay committed, they can get there. But belief doesn't work in isolation. It is tied closely to mindset, the way you view the world and your place in it. Your mindset is the lens through which you perceive the challenges, the failures, and the opportunities in your life. The 2% who succeed have a mindset that is centered on growth, not limitation. They believe in the idea of constant learning, constant improvement, and constant adaptation. They don't see failures as an end, they see them as lessons. They don't view challenges as roadblocks, they see them as opportunities to get better, to grow, and to evolve. Mindset shapes everything. It shapes how you react when things don't go as planned. It shapes how you approach challenges. It shapes your willingness to keep going when others give up. And it shapes your ability to turn your dreams into reality. A positive, growth-oriented mindset is essential for success. If you believe that your abilities are fixed, that you're either good at something or you're not, then you'll limit yourself before you even start. But if you believe that you can improve, that you can learn, and that you can grow with effort and persistence, then there's no limit to what you can achieve. Your mindset is the deciding factor when things get tough. There will be times when things don't go the way you expect. You'll face challenges that seem insurmountable. You'll meet rejection, failure, and disappointment. But it's in those moments that your mindset becomes your greatest asset. The 2% who succeed don't let obstacles crush them. They don't let setbacks define them. They don't let failure convince them that they're not cut out for success. Instead, they lean into their mindset and they use their belief in themselves to keep pushing forward. Let's think about this for a moment. When you're pursuing a big goal, you're going to hit roadblocks. It's inevitable. There will be days when you feel like nothing is going right. You'll have to face your own. There's a saying that goes, success requires sacrifice. It's easy to understand the concept, but harder to live by it. Sacrifice is not just a one-time thing. It's a continuous, relentless decision that shapes your path. It's the willingness to give up something in the present for something greater in the future. Sacrifice is not about what you lose, but about what you gain. It's the price you pay for your dreams, and it's not always easy. The journey to success is often paved with sacrifices, big and small, and only those who are truly committed to their goals can make them. Commitment goes hand in hand with sacrifice. It's the unwavering dedication to the process, even when the road gets tough. It's about staying focused on your objectives no matter how many distractions, temptations, or setbacks come your way. Without commitment, sacrifice becomes meaningless because without the resolve to see things through, you'll fall short when things get difficult. Commitment is about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it, even when you don't see immediate results. It's about understanding that success is not an overnight thing, but a culmination of consistent effort over time. At some point, you will face a crossroads where you must decide, are you willing to make the sacrifices necessary to achieve your dreams, or will you allow comfort and convenience to guide your decisions? Many people face this choice, and unfortunately, many opt for the easier path, the path of least resistance. They choose temporary comfort over long-term success. They're not willing to sacrifice enough to truly achieve their goals, and as a result, they end up stuck, unable to make progress. Sacrifice is a part of success. And it's not just about material things. It's not only about giving up money or time or resources. It's also about emotional and psychological sacrifices. You'll have to give up your ego sometimes. You'll have to give up your fear of failure, your fear of what others think, and your fear of discomfort. You'll have to let go of the easy excuses that hold you back from giving your all. Sacrifice is about leaving behind everything that holds you back from moving forward and focusing all your energy on the one thing that will move you closer to your goals. Commitment requires the same level of intensity. It's the kind of commitment that keeps you going when the initial excitement fades and when the reality of the hard work sets in. It's easy to commit when everything feels new, when the idea of success is fresh and the goals are clear. But what happens when things get tough? What happens when you hit that inevitable bump in the road? This is where the real test of commitment lies. You see, commitment isn't about starting something, it's about finishing it. It's about sticking with your goals, even when the excitement is gone. And it's about putting in the effort, even when the rewards seem far off. It's about believing in your mission so strongly that no amount of difficulty will get you to quit. Sacrifice and commitment require you to stretch yourself. It's easy to do what you've always done, to stay within your comfort zone and keep things as they are. But growth only happens when you push past those limits, when you stretch yourself beyond what you thought was possible. You have to be willing to put in the hours, to make the difficult decisions, to turn down things that would pull you away from your path. Commitment is about pushing through the days when you're tired, when you're discouraged, and when you feel like you're not getting anywhere. It's about keeping your eye on the bigger picture and remembering that every sacrifice you make is moving you closer to your goal. Sometimes the sacrifices you make will be immediate and obvious. You'll give up a night out with friends to work on your goals. You'll turn down a trip to relax because you have deadlines to meet. But other times, the sacrifices are subtle, almost imperceptible. It's the decision to wake up early every morning to work on your craft, even when you're tired. It's choosing to spend your evenings learning something new instead of watching TV. It's sacrificing your short-term desires to pursue something much bigger than what's in front of you. And let's be honest, these sacrifices aren't always easy. There will be moments when you doubt your decisions, when you wonder if it's worth it, when you're tempted to walk away from it all and take the easier road. But it's in those moments that commitment proves its worth. Commitment is the thing that keeps you going, even when your mind and body want to give up. It's the drive that fuels you when you're running low on energy. It's the thing that makes you get out of bed when you'd rather sleep. It's the force that pushes you to keep going when others would quit. One of the biggest challenges in making sacrifices is learning to say no. You'll have to say no to distractions. You'll have to say no to the things that seem fun or comfortable in the moment, but that don't contribute to your long-term success. You'll have to say no to short-term pleasures and immediate gratification. But that's part of the sacrifice. It's about prioritizing your goals over everything else, even if it means missing out on things you enjoy. It's about understanding that every no brings you closer to your yes, and that every time you choose your goals over something else, you are investing in your future. Commitment to your goals is a powerful force. It's what turns a dream into a reality. Dreams are just thoughts. They're ideas, hopes, and desires. But commitment is what turns them into actions. Without commitment, a dream remains just that, a dream. But with commitment, a dream becomes something real, something tangible. It becomes a goal, and that goal is what you work toward every day, no matter what. A huge part of commitment is understanding that things won't always go according to plan. You will face challenges, failures, and setbacks. It's not if they'll come, but when. When you face those setbacks, your commitment will be tested. But it's in those moments that you have to hold on to your commitment the most. The 2% who succeed are the ones who understand that failure is just a part of the journey. They understand that success doesn't happen overnight. They understand that setbacks are not signs to quit, but signs to keep going, to push through the hard times and to stay committed to the end. There will be days when you question whether it's worth it, days when you wonder if all your sacrifices are in vain. Those are the days when commitment matters the most. Commitment is the ability to push forward even when you can't see the finish line. It's about knowing that every step, no matter how small, is a step closer to where you want to be. It's about trusting the process and believing that your sacrifices will pay off in the end. Another aspect of sacrifice and commitment is patience. Many people want immediate results. They want to see progress right away, but the truth is, success takes time. It's the small, consistent actions you take every day that compound over time and lead to big results. You have to trust that the work you're putting in today will pay off tomorrow, even if you can't see it yet. Sacrifice requires patience because the rewards don't come immediately. But when you stay committed and keep working through the challenges, you'll eventually see the fruits of your labor. Sacrifice and commitment are not just about achieving big goals. They also shape who you become in the process. It's the growth that happens when you put in the work day after day. It's the strength you gain from pushing through the tough moments. It's the character you build from staying committed to something that matters to you. These are the things that will carry you not just to success, but through life. The person you become along the way is often the greatest reward of all. It's the person who is resilient, focused, and driven. It's the person who understands that success isn't just about what you achieve, but about who you become in the process. So when you think about sacrifice and commitment, understand that they are the bedrock of any great achievement. They are the price you pay for success. But they are also the very things that make success worth it. Sacrifice will require you to let go of the things that are comfortable, that are easy, and that hold you back. Commitment will require you to stay focused on your goals, no matter how hard things get. But if you're willing to make these sacrifices, if you're willing to stay committed, then there is nothing that can stop you from achieving the success you desire.